provide those opportunities for those who come after us. Thank you, Speaker.
The Honourable Willie Jackson. Sorry, can I just remind those in the gallery to observe the tikanga of the House, which is those in the galleries do not participate in the debate. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. The Honourable Willie Jackson.
Mehana kia koutou, whakatōhea tai mai nei whakarangatira. Ta kaupapa ātāhui tēnei wā, tēnei te mihi kia koutou. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, hara mai, nau mai. Can I say, first of all, Mr. Speaker, it's wonderful to see so many Labour Party members in the House today. Really is good to have you along to tautoko the Labour Party, and thank you very much for your attendance here today. I wanted to acknowledge some of our representatives, in particular Jason Poe and Maui Hudson, for their mahi. No doubt about it. We all know the mahi, that has been put into kōkiri kaupapa mihi ana kia koutou. And our karaua there, Robert Edwards, no doubt about it. Without your mahi, your support, this wouldn't have got there. Today I just wanted, because we've heard all the figures and the history, and no doubt there'll be some more good kōrero coming, but I was thinking about this, and I was looking up there and I saw our mate Duru up there, te kauhautu Maxwell. I wanted to say to him, kei konei a pēni te kauhautu. He'll ira mutu, kei konei ia ki te whakamārama tana te kōrero kia koe. But I wanted to acknowledge te kauhautu, because he's a very supportive man of the Crown and government, as we all know. And I was looking at one of his statements, and he said this: we all know the Crown is the thief, and the Crown is the judge, and the Crown is the juror. So it works in the Crown's favour. But we're very, very grateful for the 100 million. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you there for Noma for all your support, because I think that's what it's about for us in Te Ao Māori, is we understand the process. And the process is not fair, as he quite rightly said. But we do these deals because we have to move ahead. And I talk about this all the time, and we all know, we can go back to the start of this kaupapa when Tameiti was talking about not settling because, it was just crumbs, and I think that was about 97, 98. Oh, no, sorry, that was about 95, 96. When him and Annette Sykes were going around and having a hui, and I remember those times vividly. But our leaders made decisions, and I mihi to those leaders, because they were not silly. The Mahutas and O'Regans were not silly. They knew their $170 million settlements were just crumbs. But from those crumbs they built gold mines, and they've got empires. And so that's where our leaders are at. We have brilliant leaders. So I never take... I always defend that leadership, even against some of my own whanaunga who said, they went and sold out and they went and got crumbs. They had foresight, those type of leaders. And I mihi to them. And I mihi to your whanaunga, Rangi Nui Walker, today. I mihi to him because of his bravery, because of his courage. In my former life, as some of you know, I was an interviewer and I did a lot of mahi on Māori media and Māori media. And I interviewed someone someday and talked about Whakatōhea. And I said, did Rangi Nui make a mistake in terms of not settling? And it was a big debate on Ngā Reo Irirangi. And some said he did, and some said he didn't. But the reality was the unfairness of the treaty settlement process put your tribe back many, many years. It wasn't Rangi Nui who put the settlement process back, put the settlement back, it was the process. And I think it's one of the saddest stories to go up in 96, 97 and put forward the principles and say that this settlement is unfair, and then to go to the back of the queue. Terrible. That's the unfairness of the process. So here we are settling 25, 28 years later. You know, it haunted Ranginui. He rang me and we had a hui. And he was ready with me for bringing this kōrero up. I felt it was my obligation as an interviewer to bring it up, but I took it from the kraua because he was close to my father, and it was only right that I just took it from him. But I never forget how upset he was because he wanted that settlement. And I said, kei te pai matua, I take your criticism, or I'm just asking the question. But the point that I was trying to make was that the process was unfair. At the end of it, we were fine. And but he said he thought about that he thought about Whakatōhea in that process. You know this, dude. Every week, it was always on his mind. This is what our people have to go through. So I mihi to that kraua. He was a great kraua for not just Whakatōhea, but for te ao Māori. And that is the reality that the House needs to hear about this settlement process. This is what our people go through. It's not just about the unfairness of the pūtea. It's about balancing what you have to do with your iwi, thinking about the future, thinking if you're a sellout, all that sort of stuff. It's tough in terms of Māori leadership. So that's really my kōrero today. I wanted to put that out there because, we're only going to have one reading on this, although I do expect to come back after the election for a second and third reading. Don't be Labour, but I'll try and be nice to you, but we've got these Maori Party characters in the House, No respect for the House, but I'm sure we'll get some whakangāhau a little bit later on from my whanaunga over there. I wanted to make that point to whānau who came here today, because you'll hear the intricacies of this, but I'm sure we're going to hear some good kōrero. But it's so taumaha for our people. So I mihi to our rangatira who are here. Thank you for your service to your people. You're a great example. No one gets rich being a treaty negotiator. Well, you get 2 or 3 who get rich. We won't mention their names, but you get 1 or 2. It might be more than 2 or 3. But I know, having been watching the process, my wife was a negotiator for the Te Arawa Lakes. I watched what she went through for years, and I've seen whānau and friends. They've been, it's a sacrifice. So I salute the sacrifice. I salute Ranginui. I salute you too, Duru, te kautu mō, for your mahi ātāhua. Koutou katoa, tai mai nei tēnei wā, tēnei te mihi kia koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā no tātou katoa.
Harati Hapango.